Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here with my next Korra comic news update video. This one is going to be about the official reveal of the Turf Wars Part 3 cover. So we have the reveal of the last part of Turf Wars, the cover. And this came as part of an EW interview with Mike DiMartino and Irene Coe, creative team for Turf Wars. The interview itself, there's nothing to really talk about. It's your standard Turf Wars interview where every single question is about representation, LGBT stuff, Korra and Asami. No mention about the plot or anything else about the book beyond just the fact that Korra and Asami are two girls and they're in a relationship, and that's the only thing that anyone in the media can ever talk about with Korra nowadays. And I just think it's kind of weird that, looking at it from this perspective of someone who's like so entrenched in the fandom, and now seeing like all the big like comic news websites and get all these interviews in relation to this book, it's kind of weird to just see like very little of the focus around this book is kind of around the fact that it's Avatar, around the fact that it's Korra. It's just that it happens to be a kind of children's property that happens to also have a girl-girl relationship in it. It just kind of feels a bit weird that like we're just leaving aside how like awesome Avatar is, and like the excitement around the book is not because it's new Avatar or new Korra, the continuation of Korra. It's just Korra and Asami, and obviously the idea being that like anyone who's not like massively invested in that relationship is just kind of left out. Like none of the questions about like the triads or anything like that, the stuff that's not given any detail or attention in the book all that much, you get no answers here in these interviews because it's all focused on the stuff that is given the attention. But let's get into the cover, and I think the big thing with this is that, one, yes, it is a very, very nice piece of art, but secondly, are we sure we know who the artist is? Because I initially was just like, oh, it's Heather Campbell. She's been confirmed to be the cover artist on Turf Wars for a while now. There's no question that it's her. But then I kind of looked at it again and I'm like, wait, going from part 2, like literally the way they organize it in the EW article, they just show the part 2 cover and then immediately go straight into the part 3 cover. And I'm just like, is that the same artist? Like, aspects of it are like, that's somewhat similar, but I'm like, wait, there's also a little bit of a kind of Guri-Huru style to this. And I don't know, either it's that Heather Campbell has really like leveled up as an artist and created this really clean Korra cover style, and it's developed since part 2 and part 1, but it just looks very different. Like, if this is Heather Campbell, I'm like, whoa, like, when did this happen? Like, when did her style become like this clean and like really nice looking? Not that it wasn't before, but just the cover for part 3 looks super, super clean, and I really like it. And that's where I'm getting the Guri-Huru vibes from, because the big thing with Guri-Huru is that they're always so clean and precise. There's never a like kind of jagged line or anything like that. It's all just like clean and stuff like that, and that's why I'm kind of like, is it Heather Campbell who's just kind of like, you know, this is her third cover and so her art has improved, or is this Guri-Huru doing Korra for the first time, so we're not really used to them doing Korra? I'm not sure, but like, if this is Heather Campbell's art, I'm kind of like, can we get Heather Campbell for like a full comic series with art like this? This would be really, really, really nice. But as I said before, look at all these covers like right in a row, and it's kind of like, yeah, it's either the kind of progress of one artist becoming a lot better, or the third cover is done by someone different. But Guri-Huru said like it was their last Avatar piece of work. Now, were they referring to the fact that they were doing a Korra cover or what? I'm not sure, but definitely an interesting discussion. So definitely in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are on the artist thing. Do you think it's Heather Campbell, or do you, like me, have maybe some suspicions that it might be Team Guri-Huru doing this? But right now I'm not entirely sure. I'm just going to assume for now that it's Heather Campbell, but if it does turn out to be Team Guri-Huru, like, let everyone know that I kind of called it here in this video. But the cover itself, the layout of the characters and so on, very interesting. I like the kind of general kind of color tones in the background. And then I'm kind of wondering, like, with the whole idea of like the spear portal kind of splitting the page in two, and then you having like Tenzin and Lin on either side, with like Tenzin and the Airbenders, Lin and the metal bending police force, and so on, Mako and Bolin on one side, Asami on the other. Are they kind of trying to show like this is their views on the what to do with the portal type thing, where like Asami's on one side, Mako and Bolin are on another, the police force have one idea, the Airbenders have one idea, and Korra has to be somewhere in the middle of like, her girlfriend has one view on it, she has a different view, her best friend has a different view, her mentor has a different view, the police force have a different view, Raiko. Is that what they're trying to represent here, or is it just portal in the middle was a nice thing to do, lay out the characters how you need to lay them out, and then of course Tokuga, I suppose, in the middle, representing the one who's causing most of this chaos and bringing up this topic. The last thing I suppose to talk about is Korra herself in a really cool action pose using all four elements, because that's interesting, because even though the show's Avatar and is all about like this being who has all four elements, we rarely see an avatar not in the avatar state using more than one element, because the idea being that like it's difficult to activate multiple multiple elements at the exact same time without the avatar state. We've only seen a few uses of this, and we've never, outside of like avatar state assisted, seen like an avatar use all four at the exact same time like Korra is on the front. So the implication for me would be that she's probably doing some form of avatar state boost, where she's turned the glow on for a second, and this is the power that's resulted from that, and she's using all four elements. But it speaks to the fact that obviously she's going to have to use the avatar state in the fight, maybe to some degree, in the book coming up. But yeah, overall, I really like the cover. I think part 1 and part 3 covers are kind of quite similar with the layout of all the different characters. Part 2, I still like the cover, but it kind of ends up looking a little plain, especially now that we know like who Tokuga is and the fact that like it's him in the background, and it's just, okay, Korra and Asami and some flames because some stuff's going to happen. It's not the most interesting one. I definitely think 3 right now feels like the best of the 3 covers, which is always a cool thing when the third cover really blows you away. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I want to say here. Definitely just, I want to know everyone's thoughts on the cover, full stop. But also, yeah, like, what are your thoughts on the whole artist issue? I'm a little bit confused myself. Like, as I said, it's either Heather Campbell has really improved, or is it Team Guru stepping in to do some Korra stuff? I'm not sure. I'd be happy with either. And if it is Heather Campbell, I'd kind of very much be like, if this is your style now, can you please do more of this, please? Because like Heather Campbell, obviously, she did the Korra Free Comic Day book, if I'm not mistaken there, and her art didn't necessarily look as clean as it did here. So is this just that she's put in a ton of work to make this one cover really nice, or is it Gurihuru? I'm not sure. But yeah, let me know your comments on that below. But yeah, that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.